This is the CC Radio Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to Comic Confidential, the weekly show where we discuss our favorite things from pop culture. My name's Cade.
And my name is Troy. Thanks for joining us. This week it's all about DC's two greatest TV universes, Smallville and the Arrowverse. But before we get into that, there's a couple of things you guys can do to help support the show.
The first thing you can do is leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes saying all kinds of nice things.
Preferably if it's 5.
Well, you can leave less, but like 5's ideal.
Like physically you can leave less, but you shouldn't.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
People have a choice.
You have a choice. You can visit patreon.com/ComicConPod and help support the show. One of the tiers that we have is you get to choose your own episode, and that's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
We're doing Charlie Keenan, Patreon supporter, his episode.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
And we'll go into that a little bit later.
Damn straight.
But the final thing you can do is become a part of the action by joining our Comic Confidential listener community. And that's where I spend all my time.
Me too.
Yeah.
All my time.
All my time. Like any time you look at me and I'm on my phone, I'm in that listener community.
Yeah. It's one of those things now, it's really become the only social media that I get a chance to really sort of do anything with.
Yeah.
I'll occasionally, maybe I'm on the toilet. I don't know. But I'll have a quick scroll through Instagram. Don't act like you don't do it, man.
Who doesn't?
Don't act like you don't poo and gram.
Oh, the poogram.
The poogram.
Yeah.
So, that's where I'll get my Instagram done. That's about it. And then everything else, any other time I'm on, it's basically just the listening community, baby.
Yeah.
All for it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like absolute fantastic people in there. Fantastic conversation. No dickheads allowed.
Yeah, you can. Why not?
No.
We'll let you in.
Yeah, but once you're a dickhead, you're done.
We might kick you out.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Probably not.
We're not dictators until it comes time to dictate.
That's right.
Until we need to. It's probably what every dictator in the history of dictators has said.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to be a dictator.
Look, I don't want to do this,
you're
but
kind
if
of
you
forcing,
make me...
you're kind of forcing my hand here by being a dick.
Yeah.
Tater.
And you're a potato.
I think that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But as we said at the top of the show, this week is the first of our $10 Patreon tier Choose Your Own Adventure episodes where you, or in this week's case, Charlie Keenan, get to decide the episode topic. Now, this week, Charlie wants us to compare DC's top 2 TV universes in Smallville and the Arrowverse. Now, in true Comic Confidential fashion, though, we're not just going to compare the two. We're going to put these two bastards head to head.
Oh, make them fight to the death?
Make them fight to the death.
If that's a thing?
Maybe, if TV shows can do that. We are going to force people to choose their favorite son.
Wow.
or daughter. Whatever. Your favorite kid. One of them has to die. But that's basically how we're going to run it. We're going to decide once and for all which one is the superior DC TV universe. How we're going to do it, though, is we're going to go through and we're going to weigh up some pros of one, some cons of one, etc., etc., etc. So why don't you kick us off, man? Let's talk. What's good about Smallville?
Oh, Troy, what do you think of when you think of Smallville? Ron Zemi, Somebody Save Me.
Do you actually know the person who sung it?
Yeah. What? Absolutely. Man,
you're a giant nerd.
Absolutely. I remember when I was on school holidays. Me and my friend, I had a high school friend that lived with me.
Yeah.
And we, on the school holidays, we would just absolutely smash Smallville DVD box sets.
Yeah.
and because back in those days, man, you couldn't skip the intro.
You could, but it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to hit the fast forward button.
And then it'll go too far and you're like, oh shit, I could have missed a crucial 2 seconds at the start.
Yeah.
That's like integral for the rest of the episode.
Exactly, because as soon as you hear people talking at the start, you're like, I've missed something.
Yeah.
This is fucking key. But it never is.
It never is.
It never is.
It's absolutely terrible most of the time. But so yeah, we would have heard that song, I reckon, 100 times.
Yeah, okay.
Over the span of a school holiday.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to lie. I muted it towards the end.
Well, you probably heard it well over 200 times because there was over 200 episodes of Smallville.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that much in one sitting, though. Only 100.
Oh, you call yourself a fan.
Oh, I'm a fake fan.
You're a fake fan.
You're a Marvel boy.
Yeah, but look, I do completely agree. And I mean, like while we're not comparing sort of currently, there is nothing similar to that in the Arrowverse.
No, not at all. And that's one of the big things that I noticed. It's one of the biggest standouts from, if you go back to any of the Smallville TV episodes, that they actually had popular songs throughout their episodes.
Yeah. The soundtrack was killer.
Yeah, the soundtrack was amazing, whereas you get nothing these days.
Oh, every now and then.
In The Flash, you do.
Yeah, when they go to Jitters.
Yeah, exactly. And they got like royalties for like 5 seconds of a song.
Yeah, 5 seconds of some like Ariana Grande song or something. Yeah.
And that's about it. But I remember in Smallville, you almost get like half the song.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was like half a friggin' music video clip.
Do you need that though?
No, I don't, but I enjoyed it because it's fun.
Yeah, and back in those days, like the internet was hard to kind of maneuver. So it's like, how else are we going to get our popular songs?
Yeah, okay, so I missed it on the radio. It'll take me 18 weeks to download it. You know what? I'm going to watch Smallville.
Just gonna watch it on Smallville.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's very fair. You're not a fan of the "My name is Barry Allen and I'm the fastest man alive" until I'm not.
Yeah, you know what?
Intros.
It grows quick in 2 episodes.
Yeah, I think it's funny how like when new seasons pop in, they try to change the intro to suit what had happened previously and what's going in. Like for a while in Arrow in this current season, he's like, I'm no longer the Green Arrow. I'm prisoner 40605 or whatever.
Oh, great.
And it's like I see what you're trying to do, but maybe just give me a fucking song, dude.
Yeah.
Just give me a song.
Just give me something cool, man.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. One of my pros. This is an obvious one. It's Michael Rosenbaum.
Oh, the bum. The bum.
Probably still to this day, the best Lex Luthor that we've ever had.
Yeah, absolutely. Considering that just recently, at the time of recording this anyway, that we've got our sneak peek at the
John Cryer's.
Yeah, John Cryer's version of Lex Luthor.
From Supergirl.
Oh my God, I'd rather stab my eyes out.
Are you not a fan?
No, not at all. Like, apart from the fact that the photo looks heavily photoshopped.
Why does he have a beard?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, I thought one of the reasons that Lex Luthor was bald, he lost all his hair.
Yeah.
Because of the radiation from the kryptonite.
Well, true story is that he actually, a part of how he made his billions was investing in Nair, the hair removal company.
He accidentally invented that. He was actually inventing shampoo.
He fell into a vat. And basically there's like not a single hair on his body.
Nice.
Anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Side note, he's really good at swimming.
Yeah. He's a regular Michael Phelps.
That's right.
Thorpe. We'll call him Thorpe.
Yeah.
This is an Australian goddamn podcast.
That's right.
Yeah. But honestly, Michael Rosenbaum's, and I know like this guy had, I think it was in 7 of the 10 seasons.
Yeah, he kind of went away. From all reports, he seemed to like throw tantrums on the set.
Yeah, he like I listen to his podcast every now and then, and he kind of like he says that he absolutely loved his time. Like he's not going to sit there though and go, "Oh, I fucking diva out because they were making me shave my head." He will sit there and he will say, "It sucked." Like having to shave my head for 24 episodes, for 7 seasons, every goddamn day was a drag, but he loved it. And if it wasn't for that, who would he be? He'd be
exactly.
Nobody. So
exactly. He wouldn't have sorority girls. That's for
We
sure.
wouldn't have had sorority girls.
That's true.
But yeah, his performance built over 7 years is still one of the best. And I know it's hard to compare, when you're talking about people who get one movie to kind of like, knock it out the park and give us, Jesse Eisenberg's version. But I loved him. One of the best parts for sure.
Absolutely. And there was so many fan petitions to like say he has to be the Lex Luthor on Supergirl.
And why not? He's still a good 10 years younger than John Cryer. Like you could definitely make it happen.
Definitely. I also liked his dad, Lionel Luthor.
Did you now?
Yeah.
I possibly did not.
Oh, really? Because I thought he was so eccentric.
Sorry, don't you mean Darkseid?
Towards the later seasons, Troy. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I like the fact that he wasn't trying to be like Lex Luthor Sr. and we were given a Lex Luthor Jr. I like the fact that Michael Rosenbaum was the Lex Luthor that we were supposed to get. But Lionel Luthor, I don't know, man. He just looked like...
Remember when he went and learned Kryptonian code?
Yeah.
In the caves?
Yeah.
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 Like he had so many different arcs. Like they started Smallville with him being like the real prick. He's like, you have to go into Smallville and then fire everyone that's working for us under LexCorp or Luthor Corp, whatever they called it in here.
LexCorp, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was LexCorp. And no, it was Luthor Corp, and then Lex changed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Lex was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to give everyone a chance and see if they can save themselves.
Yeah, somebody save me.
Somebody save me, yeah.
That's what the theme song's
Ron
about.
Zemi came in and just jammed out, and like all of Smallville came together and, saved them. But yeah, so Lex started off as like a good guy.
Yeah.
And then, he slowly, he turned bad, turned into Lionel. Lionel turned into Lex, where he was good at the end until he was Darkseid. Then he was good.
At the very least, he was the reason that Tom Welling got to fly.
That's true. That's true.
So there is that. But, oh my God. Anybody who, like... I remember seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
When we first saw Darkseid. And I wanted to die.
You have to remember, technology was like terrible back then for CGI.
It was a Darkseid ghost.
Yes.
And then it was just possessed Lionel Luthor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I guess technically Darkseid is kind of like that because Darkseid can't actually exist anywhere because he's like so. If you're going off like the comics version of Darkseid,
yeah,
he has to send like a consciousness version of himself because he'll tear reality apart.
Fine, but still, no.
Yeah, it takes a
Look,
it's hard to like buy into it.
Yeah, I'll give the Arrowverse one thing. While they haven't ever given us a Darkseid, I believe when the time comes, if we ever get one, like if let's say because it's gonna. It's going to be Supergirl. Supergirl is going to battle Darkseid at some point because she's already run out of her own villains to fight and just ripping off Supermans. So when Kara finally takes on Darkseid, I guarantee they'll at least make it look special.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Hopefully wears a skirt.
Maybe not like, actually no, because they did Brainiac and that was terrible. Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, yeah, that was really bad.
Maybe not. Maybe they won't. All right. I'm going to go a character again.
Okay.
But probably more actress over character. And I'm going to say another huge pro for Smallville was Erica Durance as Lois Lane.
My God, if someone crack a window, it is hot in here. Yeah, holy moly. Erica Durance is the reason 99% of men watch Smallville.
Absolutely.
It's why dads would watch Smallville with their kids.
Yeah, so, what's this crap cut? Oh, hang on.
Hang on. Is she in an American flag bikini?
On a stripper pole?
Wow.
I don't know what this has got to do with Superman,
but I dig it.
In.
Yeah.
I'm in, son. Yeah. And now she's in Supergirl.
Yeah, she is. And still looks amazing.
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic. Yeah, I honestly believe that episode of Smallville was just put in there so it could just entice a few more male viewers.
Yeah, probably.
Because, I mean, that's one of the things that a lot of these shows kind of, their downfall is that they're like almost love dramas.
Yeah.
Not superhero dramas. They have to like fall down the route of a love interest is always longing for someone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, do we really need that? And I guess teenagers do.
Yeah.
That's who this show's for, not grown-ass men.
Wrong.
That's where the studios have got it wrong.
Yeah.
You know what the studios did right with Smallville?
What?
Red Kryptonite.
Oh, damn. Yep.
I loved Red Kryptonite episodes. Tom Welling, when he's badass.
Oh, boy.
Those were the best episodes.
You want to talk about Erica Durance being attractive. You talk about Tom Welling back in the day.
Oh, damn.
Being a babe.
Oh, yeah. I remember an episode clearly where Tom Welling and Erica Durance, they both seem to be affected by Red Kryptonite.
Yep.
And he like rides
Why
into...
Why would she be affected by Red Kryptonite?
I think they're you know what it was like on Smallville, Freak of the Week stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So whatever was like affecting someone could affect everyone.
Sure.
So on that episode, Erica Durance was, kind of leading Clark down the the garden path of being bad.
Yeah.
And I remember he like rode into Lex's house on a Harley.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn, that's badass.
He was a good looking kid, man.
He was a model before this. That's how he got cast.
You know what I like the most about Tom Welling, though, is that he doesn't have rich people teeth.
He doesn't have rich people teeth. He stayed true.
Yeah, he stayed true. He didn't get all this like Smallville money and fix up his goddamn teeth. He kept his poor people teeth. And he even has that relates to people like me with poor people teeth.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have like Hollywood hair.
He doesn't, but he had pretty nice hair.
He did have nice hair because he was just beautiful.
Well, and it also kicked off the whole, how do we get our hunky leading man out of a shirt every episode?
Yeah.
Which now, obviously, Arrow tends to do it's just as much as they possibly can.
And a salmon ladder.
I'll give you this, though. Stephen Amell, way jackeder. Way more jacked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than Tom Welling.
Yeah. What about... I'm going to counter that, though.
Okay.
What about when Barry Allen got struck by lightning and he's like, oh, lightning gives you abs. And you can see it's almost drawn on with eyeliner.
What is this, Spider-Man?
Yeah.
What is it, the 2000 Spider-Man movie
exactly.
where Tobey Maguire is standing in front of that mirror?
Yeah.
With definitely drawn on abs. Tobey Maguire, you can't have 3 chins and all those abs.
Yeah, exactly.
No offense to Tobey Maguire. Something else that Smallville did really, really good, and it's the whole kind of reason why we're battling the two against each other. World building.
Yes.
This maybe you haven't watched Smallville for a while. Maybe it's something that, hasn't crossed your mind. But when you actually dig into it, they gave you just about every DC character that was available at some point in some way.
Man. Like, if people listening to this have not gone and watched Smallville, because we probably have a lot of younger listeners, Troy, who probably shouldn't listen to us swear.
They're all kids.
They're all children.
They're all in primary school.
But a lot of people who listen to this probably haven't watched a lot of Smallville, if any at all.
Yeah.
And it's almost criminal because they need to go back because they don't realize how, I guess, spoiled we were back then.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't like licensing issues.
Yeah, exactly. Or like there was, but it wasn't as bad as it kind of is now. Like you don't have multiple companies. It just, they might have had, like, we never got a Batman.
Yeah.
And they were never going to get a Batman probably. But we did get a Aquaman, didn't we?
We got an Aquaman. And it was a pretty good Aquaman.
Absolutely. He's Hawk in Titans now. Alan Ritchson is jacked as.
Oh man, that guy is the biggest man on TV right now.
Yeah.
Apart from Superboy.
Oh yeah, well, we'll wait for that. But we got Aquaman, we got a Doomsday.
We got a
Doomsday.
However, he wasn't bad because he was like an actual integral part throughout a whole season.
Yeah. Like it was fine. It's just not the Doomsday that we all wanted.
No. He made it, but they made him a character, which is better than, in my opinion.
They just put him in a black jacket. And then they eventually...
They gave him horns.
They eventually put some horns on his face.
And they gave him red eyes.
That's true.
And he
looked like Darth Maul.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
Yeah.
And he drove an ambulance.
Like a maniac.
Yeah.
But like even like really sort of like much more obscure characters like... who's one? Well, we got the Flash, obviously. We got Cyborg. We got all that. But Mr. Mixopilik was one that popped up.
Did he?
Yeah, he did for an episode.
Really?
Yeah. And you kind of forget that sort of thing happens. Like, so it's... And I know they've done a similar thing. I think they might have done it in Supergirl.
Yes, they did in Supergirl.
Yeah.
Overly over the top.
But they probably never would have thought about it if it wasn't for Smallville kind of leading the way. But yeah, it didn't matter. Obscure characters. We got one of the best versions of Dr. Fate you'll ever see on a TV.
Ever. We got a Bizarro Superman.
We got goddamn Hawkman.
Yep. Who wasn't terrible.
He wasn't terrible.
Like when you compare it to the DC Legends of Tomorrow one, that was just...
Well, that was just... That was like...
You know what? The character wasn't bad. Like the way they did it. Yeah. It's just how love-struck he was.
Oh, God. Oh my God.
It was disgusting.
I remember way back in the day when we were doing the weekly wrap on the show. And we were talking about these shows week to week.
And it was like, just get them out of the series.
Yeah, we were like begging for them to go because it was just too goddamn much. But yeah, like, so, we got a lot of that. So we got a Stargirl, we got everything. And I know we've got a lot of that in the Arrowverse as well, but these people did it first.
And not only that, Troy, Smallville gave us Justice Society of America.
Yeah.
So,
which Legends of Tomorrow did as well.
Well, they did. But Smallville did it first, and Smallville showed this painting of the entire group.
Yeah.
And it had like the original, it had Jay Garrick in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like world building here.
God, here we go.
Is Jay Garrick.
Put your conspiracy hats on,
people. Put your tinfoil hats on, listen to Believe.
Oh my God.
It's, I'm wondering if Jay Garrick is from Smallville universe.
100% not.
Why not?
Because it's just not.
Why not?
Well, we've now seen the Smallville farm, right? I don't think that, I don't know. I don't think that they're ever going to try to reference it that way because they've already used too many actors from Smallville in this show as someone else. And I know they could play it off as that's just the multiverse version of that character being someone completely different.
But what are the odds?
But you can't say they had Laura Vandervoort as Kara Zor-El, as Supergirl in Smallville.
Side note, how great was she as Supergirl?
Oh, she was pretty good.
She was amazing.
Yeah. But then they brought her in as like a Brainiac in Supergirl. You know what I mean?
Which wasn't so good.
That's not it. But it's never going to like correlate that way.
I reckon it will one day, Troy. I reckon next season, the crossover will be this. Because I think the next season's crossover is Crisis on Infinite Earths.
It is. It's not going to happen.
Troy, if it's on Infinite Earths, they have to at least reference it.
Maybe they will. Maybe they'll reference it.
Yeah.
We know from this crossover they kind of referenced it by giving us a very quick look at the Smallville Green Arrow costume on the ground and stuff like that. We haven't even talked about Justin Hartley's Green Arrow.
Oh my God. That was the most fluoro outfit, and you are not fighting crime at night in that, my friend.
And there's another guy that just got his friggin' shirt off all the time.
Yeah, he did. His costume didn't even have sleeves, Troy. It had leather bands around his arms.
Yeah. It just put sleeves on it.
Yeah. Just be safe, man.
Yeah. If you fall over, you're going to get a scratch.
Yeah, you're going to get gravel rash. Yeah, you don't want that.
All right. Let's move on to some pros. Unless there's anything else that's pressing that you wanted to mention from Smallville before we move on to pros about Arrow.
Look, one thing that we haven't touched on is Clark's parents in it.
Okay. Yep.
The dad's alive.
Yes.
And that was a good change.
Do you mean his Earth parents?
Yes.
Like Annette O'Toole, and I can't even remember who the male actor was.
Oh, who was it?
Can you remember? It doesn't matter.
John Schreiber.
Oh, yeah. They were pretty cool.
They were pretty cool.
Handsome dad.
Okay. Very handsome.
All right. Let's move into some pros about the Arrowverse. What do you got?
Oh, the Arrowverse is just fantastic, Troy.
Yeah.
We've got a pretty cool version of The Flash. We've got a really kick-ass Arrow.
Yeah.
We've got the technology for today's time, so we can do stuff that's kind of ludicrous, like...
Ish.
Yeah. I mean, remember Speed Time in Smallville?
Yeah.
It was like really blurry, and it was just gross.
It was kind of like the original Flash TV series from the 90s.
Yeah,
they didn't really change it up too much.
It wasn't like... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was like just a hop and a skip above that.
Yeah.
Barely anything. But I mean, we've got so many spin-off shows happening because of like one TV show, which is amazing. And that's something that we didn't get with Smallville. Smallville was just one big universe.
Yeah.
Arrowverse is everything. And it's like multiple dimensions, multiple like scenarios.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool because everything about Smallville is kind of based around Lex and Clark.
Yeah.
I guess with the Arrowverse, you know, we've got Green Arrow, we've got The Flash, we've got DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and we've got Black Lightning.
Yeah.
And Supergirl.
Oh, yeah, and Supergirl.
Yeah, I can always forget about that one.
Yeah.
So that's like 5 TV shows all stemmed from one universe.
Yeah. They've definitely built a much bigger world. That's for sure. Smallville did do a lot with 10 seasons, though. Like, for what it could do as a single show, like, they gave us so many characters.
Absolutely.
But you're right in the sense that, you know, like, because they've opened up, like, the multiverse and all that sort of stuff, there's just no end to what they can bring in and what they can do with it. What I would say about the Arrowverse is that by episode 2-ish of every season, everybody's got their costumes and saying their name.
Yeah.
There's none of this, oh, I'm the blur.
I'm the red, blue blur. No, I'm the red blur.
I'm the red blur. No, I'm the blue blur now. Or I'm the goddamn, whatever it is. And it's kind of like it didn't take 10 seasons to see somebody in their goddamn costume. That's fair. Kind of what I was talking about with licensing before. Like it wasn't... Yeah. Like they could say the names and all that sort of stuff, but where were the costumes?
Yeah.
Like we never really got them saying, my name is Superman. Here is me in a Superman costume. Or, hey, I'm a kid. I'm the Flash. Look at me in my Flash costume. No, I've got a red hoodie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So the fact that the Arrowverse is like within the first episode or the second episode, it's like, hey, I'm going to call you the Flash. And he's like, oh, the Flashes are great. Let's get a costume for you, pal. All right, let's get a costume. Look at this sick costume that I've got. It only took Arrow like a few seasons, I think, maybe 2 or 3, to go from Arrow to the Green Arrow.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So Supergirl was Supergirl.
Straight away.
Like pretty much. And she was trying on outfits, and within, I think it was the first episode. It's just bam.
Yeah, that was one of the montages, is like her learning, well, not learning her abilities, but her kind of going out into the world and finding out what's suitable to fight in.
Yeah, exactly. That little kind of like fashion montage that they did.
And that was fun.
Yeah.
And then it all went downhill.
Was cool.
Who would have thought the pilot episode would be your best?
Yeah. Oh, they had some good ones.
Actually, you know what? They did show the Lex War suit.
That's true.
And that was amazing.
I didn't mind the Supergirl Red Kryptonite episodes either.
Are they as good?
They're probably not as good as Smallville, but I mean, we're talking about a show that neither of us like anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it still did have its have its things. And what these shows also did is, because like with all these characters, like you've got Arrow and you've got like Barry Allen and all that sort of stuff, they brought in a whole bunch of different characters, throughout the time, like a Sarah Lancer and Mick Rory and all this sort of stuff. And then that branched off and they all became Legends of Tomorrow. And that's probably one of their best shows.
Which is insane. It's like, here's all the leftovers that people seem to like think they're pretty good, but we're going to make the story up as we go.
Yeah. And when I first like saw the kind of like the promo for it, I'm like, no, I don't want to see these secondary characters run around doing stuff when I'm already kind of bored sometimes with what the main characters are doing. But honestly, like they did it fantastic.
One thing that I love about the Legends of Tomorrow, Troy, is they know what it is. They play within their own rules in their own yard, and they kind of just go ham with it.
Yeah.
I mean, Legends of Tomorrow also has some of the best suits that I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Atom. That's a TV suit.
Sometimes it looks like a TV suit, but I will give you that it's great.
And it actually has mechanical parts on it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Firestorm.
Yeah.
And that was rad. I don't care what anyone says. Both versions of Firestorm was awesome.
Yeah. Jax was a goddamn terrible actor.
He was a terrible actor.
But that thing was sick.
Yes.
Yeah. Kid Flash.
Kid Flash.
Another one.
Yeah.
And they weren't afraid to like give people leather costumes. Yes, they were all leather. But they still looked really good.
And that's what it is. I mean, like, if they did it any other way, if you had a fabric suit, Troy, you'd be like, what are you doing, mate?
Well, think about the recent news about with Shazam, how it's come out that like each costume cost like $1 million to make, or was it $10 million?
No. It was $1 million for
and they made 10. Yeah, they made 10 costumes. So each costume was $1 million. Now that's for a movie that has a multi-million-dollar budget.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the look you're going to get from that. But what you always find with movie costumes is that it's really, really hard for people to actually do anything in them.
Exactly.
They kind of have to make these shitty versions and then CGI everything on them so these people can actually still like turn their heads and like bend their arms and stuff like that.
Well, you have a look at the Batman suits that were done for like 20 years, Troy.
Yeah.
It was only till, I think, the Dark Knight Rises that Batman could turn his head.
Yeah. And they made a point of saying, well, it's kind of a bit hard for me to turn my head.
Yeah.
Can you give me just this helmet-looking thing? And it was the shittest looking one of them.
Oh, my God. It was terrible.
But you're right. Like, and back in the days, like Batman 89, Michael Keaton literally had to turn his entire body to, like, face a villain behind him. And it was kind of like, yeah, it's probably better if you could just turn your head and have a quick look. So having it leather is kind of like, yes, it looks cheaper, but goddamn, at least
it's functional.
It's functional, and you can get these people actually in them and doing stuff, and not having to CGI the shit out of everything. You know,
absolutely, and we're getting pretty comic accurate suits in this in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, to a point. Yeah,
which is like fantastic. I mean, I would much prefer the Kid Flash to, I guess, have the silver suit, the silver and red suit.
Yeah,
because I mean, it's I guess it depends on like which version of Kid Flash that you kind of relate to the most.
Yeah,
I want him in the silver suit.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to move on.
Okay.
Are you happy for me to move on from suits?
Yeah, let's do
because I'm kind of moving into suits still, but a pro for the Arrowverse as a whole, but particularly the show Arrow, Deathstroke.
Oh, god damn.
So good looking.
That's amazing. That's like, you could, if that showed up in the end of Batman vs Superman, you'd still be happy with
You'd
that.
be happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The suit they did at the end of Batman.
It's way better.
Way better.
But if I didn't know that existed,
yeah,
I would still be happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man, you've just reminded me that we were supposed to have a goddamn Deathstroke movie. Or at least Deathstroke as a villain in a Batman movie. And now we're not going to. It's not going to happen.
I have hope.
It's not going to happen.
Stay optimistic, my friend.
Oh, man, that looked good.
It looked amazing.
But Deathstroke on Arrow, he was a highlight. And any time it's like, oh, Deathstroke's coming back this season, you're just like, yeah, boy, give it to me.
Hell yes. Give me a spin-off. Make him the villain in a... Oh, my God. Imagine if he showed up in Teen Titans as the villain.
Imagine with the kind of how decent they're doing the costumes in Titans, apart from, maybe a couple. But how good some of them look.
How good Robin's looks. Just say that.
Okay, it's pretty much just Robin's. But imagine how, like, if they did a costume that good looking as a Deathstroke.
Yeah,
and
that would be
Deathstroke
amazing.
was the villain of Titans. Oh, God, do that.
I want that. Give me that now.
Yeah. Got to give it up for a couple of other actors as well.
Okay.
Stephen Amell.
Very good.
The dude is pushing 40.
Yeah.
And he's got a 40 pack.
Easy.
Easy 40
He's got
pack
another
abs.
40 on the back.
He's got so many abs, they pop through on his back. You see him when he's doing those goddamn chin-up things.
It's ridiculous.
And
he really does them. That's the crazy part of it.
You've seen the guy on American Ninja Warrior now.
Oh, man.
So you have got to give it up for the effort that Stephen Amell puts in.
Indeed.
And these guys are like, he's been doing this since his early 30s. He's been just cranking out goddamn nothing but chin-ups the whole time. And he looks jacked for it. He admits that it's taken its toll on his body. And
he's like, I'm a broken shell of a man.
And sometimes I just don't want to work out anymore. But he still does it. He still turns up every day and looks like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing. And he's a pretty good Green Arrow as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's better, obviously, than what we got in Smallville.
Yeah, he's a little bit, gloomy sometimes.
He's a little bit too Batman-y.
Well, and that's kind of like one of the criticisms is that they can't have a Batman, so let's make Green Arrow the closest thing to a Batman that we can.
Definitely.
Anything else that you want to talk about? I've got one more thing.
Okay, one more.
Which we'll talk about quickly. The action sequences.
Okay,
like the fight scenes.
Yeah, depends which show you're watching.
But some of them are terrific.
Some of them are fantastic. I mean, some of the fight scenes that you get in Black Lightning can look amazing because they got the same showrunners and choreographers that Arrow does.
Yeah.
You get fight scenes in The Flash and in Supergirl.
Yeah.
And it looks like they are dancing around each other.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it definitely depends on who you're going for. But if we'll talk about Arrow specifically because this is the Arrowverse that we're talking about. Arrow spawned the whole thing. Some of their like actual action sequences are absolutely terrific. And the fact that they purposely kind of went down this slightly darker, grittier kind of, theme with that show, and they've lightened it up throughout some of the others, but it has pretty well consistently maintained that level of darkness and grittiness, which I do appreciate because not everything can be goddamn rainbows and lollipops, all right?
That's right.
Yeah. Should we move on to some cons?
Yeah, I reckon let's move on to some cons, Troy.
Okay, all right. Now, I know this will be hard for you, but I need you to think about some cons for Smallville.
Yeah, okay. Some cons for Smallville is definitely some of the bigger villains.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our dark side.
Oh.
I mean, that was really what it is. They built that up for a whole season.
Can you tell the people at home who haven't seen Smallville how Clark Kent defeated Darkseid? Because if you can't remember, I can.
He flew through him.
He did what, sorry?
He flew through him. Didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was it. And that was it.
He essentially flew through Lionel Luthor, not even Darkseid.
Yeah.
He flew through him, and this was the first time we got to see him fly, so that was kind of cool. But he flew through Lionel Luthor, and the ghost Darkseid ejected and flew away.
Yeah.
And we're assuming just went back to Apocalypse or whatever he did. They're just like, oh, did that guy just fly through me?
Yeah.
That is rude. I am out of here.
Yeah. And that's like one of the things that Smallville did is like it never really handled those final end things really, really well.
Yeah.
Everything in between it was pretty good because Smallville had one of these things where it could give you a Freak of the Week episode, and it kind of invented it it didn't invent it. It kind of copied it from the X-Files.
Yeah, yeah.
But Smallville never really felt like there was filler episodes.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, and this is just for like, this could be under, rose glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
But from memory, I don't remember there ever being episodes where I was like, oh, what is going on? Just next one, please.
Yeah, I suppose. Not to the level that we're probably going to talk about fairly soon.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you're dead set right with how they handle some of their major villains. Like, they gave us a Darkseid, and then they gave us the shittest version of a Darkseid you could possibly get, and then they just got rid of it.
Yeah.
Can you remember how Doomsday died? He didn't.
No, he got thrown into a dumpster.
There was like, they flew into a building or something. Or maybe it was a dumpster.
I think it was a dumpster, and he landed in trash.
And you never saw him again.
Yeah.
You literally, once that happened, you never saw it again. We were apparently led to believe that Clark Kent died as well, and then he came back with that sick jacket and a black t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
But they tried to do the death of Superman way before they should have ever thought of attempting to do the death of Superman.
Well, that's what that show did, is it just tried to do everything way too quickly. Like, Clark Kent beat all his biggest villains before he even got out of Smallville.
Effectively, yeah. Like, he was still, like, he hadn't even put the suit on yet.
Yeah.
And he had already battled Doomsday and beat him. And he had already battled Darkseid and beat him.
And he was friends with Brainiac?
Or something.
Or something. Oh, was Brainiac a bad guy in this?
Well, that kind of, like, Supergirl does a similar sort of thing as well, where it's kind of like, is the Brainiac good or is it bad? Because remember, it helped? Remember it helped out in the crossover? Like, that just happened? So it's kind of like, while it was trying to do the right thing and it was trying to reach these heights and like, hey, Superman, well, this is Clark Kent, but Superman's best known villains, well, this is a shit version of them. Now watch them fight. It was crap. And then they were all gone.
Do you know the worst thing about Smallville, Troy?
What? Somebody save me.
No, kryptonite.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere Clark had to be, there was always kryptonite.
Yeah.
And that was a really weak part of Smallville because, look, I understand that there was a meteor shower.
Yeah.
I understand that, maybe there might be kryptonite around.
Yeah.
But kryptonite will not cripple him.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't, like, I remember Lana Lang had a kryptonite necklace around him and Clark's like, oh, I always feel sick around her.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it was like,
shoot me.
The tiniest little bit.
Yeah. It was like barely bigger than your thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then he would just drop to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. It was absolutely ridiculous. And I think like it became like a crutch of the show.
Definitely.
That it's like, hey, we can't always have this overpowered super kid just running around like fucking with everybody's lives. So every single bank robber
has a kryptonite powered weapon or kryptonite on them.
Has access to kryptonite or, Yeah.
And they don't know that this weakens him, but every episode, Clark will get the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
By like just normal people.
And then at the very end, and that was the biggest part, it was just blokes. It was just blokes punching him in the face.
I remember one was a football coach.
Yeah. Yeah, it was effectively like people like you and me just beating the shit out of Superman.
Yeah.
Because we got a little bit of goddamn kryptonite stuck in our boots or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, oh, why am I losing? I don't know. And then he'll fall on the ground and see on the boot there's a bit of kryptonite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it would glow so bright.
Oh, so bright. Like, why can't anyone see that?
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Like, how is that even illuminated?
Yeah. So, it did kind of like it lent on that way too much.
Yeah, definitely.
Way too much. In my opinion.
Oh, I think in everyone's opinion on that one, Troy.
One of my biggest issues, and I did touch on it just before, so I won't spend too much time on it, but the fact that it took us 10 seasons of 24 episodes or whatever it was 216 episodes, and then in the 217th, we got to see the goddamn suit. Like, in a friggin' reflection on a building or something.
Look, that was a bit of a travesty, wasn't it? I mean, it all came down to Tom Welling not wanting to wear the suit.
I know, and you know what I say to that?
Fuck you, Tom Welling.
Fuck you, Tom Welling.
Yeah, like how are you going to rob like a generation-lasting TV show?
Yeah.
And then just say, nah.
I became an old man watching Smallville.
Exactly. I aged 20 years watching it.
Yeah, exactly. So like I don't understand or why that was like his choice. I know he's explained it, but he sort of hasn't ever really.
No,
it's just
he just didn't want to wear the tights.
I just don't want to wear a suit.
It's like, man, you had like the world's best body.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't want his crotch.
Maybe he's got a small.
Yeah,
but you know,
look,
not saying it,
but maybe
they could CGI that. Yeah, I know it's expensive. We spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. How expensive crotch CGI
crotch
is.
CGI is the most expensive type of CGI available.
Maybe they could have CGI'd it in.
They could have.
Maybe you could have just stuck a pair of socks down there.
Well, look,
I don't know.
There's so many things that they could have done, but they didn't do any.
They didn't do any. They just let us go for like our entire lives with him running around with either a red or a blue T-shirt on. Or what did he have? He had a red T-shirt and a blue jacket?
Yeah. So
for most of the time?
Or it was the other way around.
Yeah. So you just alternate between.
Yeah, exactly. It was always farmer jeans, boots, big belt. I'm surprised he didn't have a fucking cowboy hat on.
He probably did.
That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was always red and blue.
Yeah. Just not good.
It's not good.
Just not good.
And then, when he wore black, it was like, okay, now he's serious.
Yeah.
He's got that red kryptonite.
Yeah. Look, so there are a lot of things. Like Lionel Luthor for me was way too over the top. Wasn't a fan at all. What else you got? Hey, here's a thing. Allison Mack. Don't need to say any more.
Enough said.
Smallville gave us Allison Mack. So
you know what? They did give us Watchtower, which is like a massive Batman reference.
Yeah.
But that was it.
But they didn't really do too much with it.
Yeah.
But also Allison Mack. So
she could. Hey man, she was the world's best hacker. She could just hack into anything she wanted at any time.
What's her name? Felicity?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey.
Wow.
All right. Anything else glaring that you want to kind of like pull apart for Smallville?
Nah, not really. I mean, like you could get real nitty gritty on the stuff.
Yeah.
But overall, it's
Freak of the Week was a bit annoying at times.
It could be. Sometimes it was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all kind of fun. Because I was such a big X-Files fan.
Yeah.
I love that type of shit.
Yeah. I will just add one tiny thing onto the not getting a Superman costume for 10 years.
Okay.
No one's costume. And I spoke about that briefly before, but let's talk about Cyborg's fucking jacket for a second.
Can we just the word cyborg in Smallville is enough to...
It was terrible.
It was crap.
It was so bad. And and that's just the way they did it. They had I think Green Arrow might have been the only person that kind of had a costume until we got to like the Justice Society and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We got to see some people in costumes, but just never the main ones, apart from Green Arrow. And it's like, what was Aquaman? He was just wearing like an orange
He had like an
swimsuit.
Orange. Yeah, it was like a jumpsuit. No, it wasn't a jumpsuit. It was kind of like a spray jacket.
Yeah, it was something. It was like a varsity jacket or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I could like rage about that sort of stuff all day.
No, it was more like an Under Armour shirt.
Yeah, I can't really remember.
He was pretty jacked.
Yeah, I just remember that it was kind of like it was orange and green,
and that was it.
Yeah. Let's talk about some cons because we're gonna run out of time. But let's talk about some cons for the Arrowverse.
God, okay. Where do I start? Filler episodes for days.
Oh, yeah. This universe suffers through 24 episode seasons.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, it could just be that we're expecting so much more from TV now. Yeah. Because there's so much good TV out there. It's like, well, this is precious. Don't waste an episode. Don't give me Felicity crying over Oliver.
For 12 episodes.
For 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Times 7 seasons.
Yeah.
I've got 3 seasons of Felicity just crying.
Yeah, pretty much. You could supercut it.
Yeah.
It's just like 350 hours.
But and that's like really one of the tropes all the way through the CW shows.
Yeah.
The Flash.
Yeah.
Oh.
They all do it.
They all do it.
They're very, very guilty of it. And it's kind of like it gets to a point where at pretty much some point through almost every season, you question why you're still watching it.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's kind of like, why are you giving me this shit? This is not what any of us want. I think another thing that they struggle with, and I think we spoke about Deathstroke before, but other than Deathstroke, can you really name a good season villain?
Exactly.
Apart from, I will give you Reverse Flash.
Yes.
Who was terrific. I'll give you first season Reverse Flash, and I will give you Deathstroke, and I'll probably give you Malcolm Merlin from season 1 of Arrow, and then maybe the Legion of Doom.
I was going to say
from Legends of Tomorrow.
When all the good characters came together and became the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, yeah. So other than those ones, like they've really struggled.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
Prometheus promised to be amazing and turned out to be terrible.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there are so many of them. What was Jay Garrick's thing? Was he the Black Flash?
Oh, he was a Black Flash.
Yeah.
Well, he was a Reverse Flash.
He was a version of it, but I think they were calling him the Black Flash or something.
Yeah. Zoom. They called him Zoom.
Sorry, Zoom. Yeah, of course. Because he ended up being Hunter Zolomon. That's right. So, like, he was okay, but it was also another speedster villain in The Flash, and that's kind of, they lent on that too much.
Exactly.
So they've really struggled throughout their seasons to, A, keep us interested, and B, give us a good villain.
And that's it. I mean, the thing that Smallville did, it went 10 seasons and still had one major overarching villain, which was Lex.
The first 7.
Well, effectively.
Can you remember what they did for the last 3? Or is that when they really started to push the old dark side? Because I think Lionel Luthor kind of took over.
He did.
A bit.
Yeah, that's when Lionel Luthor went loopy and started doing, like, he connected to... he got hit up by the spaceship or something, and it just muddled his brain up.
Sounds like an episode of your other podcast, Believe.
Oh, yeah. Subscribe on iTunes. New episodes every fortnight.
You want to talk about something bad? I got 2 words for you.
Okay.
What do you think they are? If I'm talking about a character...
Oh, Felicity Smoke.
The other one.
Oh.
Black Canary.
Yeah. The unkillable...
The unkillable...
Black Canary.
Black Canary.
Yeah, that's fair. Look.
Laurel Lance.
They can't... This is something Arrow, specifically Arrow, has an issue with.
Even The Flash, to an extent, they do the same thing.
Yeah, but Arrow can't let go of a character.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, we're going to kill off the Black Canary, but then she's going to come back and she'll be Black Canary from Earth 2, but then we're going to constantly do flashbacks of Laurel Lance.
Yeah. It's like you cannot escape.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, we're going to kill off Sarah Lance. And then she's going to come back and she's going to be something. And then she'll be the White Canary and then we'll kill her off again. But then she'll go to Legends of Tomorrow and she'll just keep on kicking. But I actually really like Sarah Lance, so shut up.
Yeah, she's great.
Okay.
But she's actually badass, and like she does all her stunts herself.
She probably does a lot of them.
No, she does all of them.
I hate it when actors say that because you know it's not true. You can't trust it. There's some shit that she's not doing.
Very
but
true.
I really like Sarah Lance and I really like Katie Lotz and I like pretty much every character that they have in Legends of Tomorrow. But let's talk about one of the biggest problems that this universe has, and it is goddamn love stories.
Oh my God. This is what the CW is based around.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every TV show just generally on the CW is based around love interests.
Yeah.
I mean, they know their demographic. They obviously know their stats. They're knowing who is watching it and why they're watching it.
Yeah. Well, what they don't know is that it's also older men.
Exactly.
You know, it's not just teenagers, you guys.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a really big downfall because, I mean, I swear, Troy, early seasons of Arrow were even trying to like test the waters to say that Thea wasn't Oliver's sister.
Oh, nah.
You don't reckon?
Nah.
No, it wasn't the way. It was with his best friend who died.
Tommy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like testing the waters with that to like
Tommy and Thea.
Yeah.
Or Tommy and Stephen Amell.
No, yeah, well, I'll take both.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tommy and Thea. It's like they were like testing that weird water that it's like you Game of Thrones freaks watch.
Well, they're not brothers, mate.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally fine.
No, but Thea and
now we know. Yes, of course. Technically they would have been together.
Yeah.
But they probably didn't know that at the time. Like the writers.
Maybe.
Because we know that one of the biggest problems the show has is the writers at times.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, like we're talking about like Oliver and Felicity, like for forever. And if it's not Oliver and Felicity, it was Oliver and Laurel. And then it was even Oliver and Sarah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know.
I feel like there was one more in there.
Yeah. Well, probably. There probably was. But then there was also like, you know, it came to a point where if you were a female character on Arrow, you were
a love
going
interest.
to be a love interest
Absolutely.
for Oliver Queen. But even like Grant Gustin's Barry Allen and Iris West and the kind of like will they, won't they, all that sort of stuff. One thing I'm really pleased that they never did, which I dead set thought they were going to do at some point, right, was Cisco and Caitlin.
It looked like they were baiting that, hey?
Yeah.
Like really early, in early episodes of The Flash, because there was a good chemistry between them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Robbie Amell, Firestorm 1.0, got killed off.
The good actor, good actor Firestorm.
Well, he probably wanted too much money.
Probably.
He was a good actor.
He had a lot of abs.
He had more abs than his brother.
No, he doesn't.
They're cousins.
They're cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were pushing that kind of like for a while, and I'm really glad they didn't go down that track because I think they would have kind of ruined it.
Yeah, they would have shot themselves in the foot with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that is just one of the biggest things. And I mean, The Flash is probably one of the biggest culprits for it because it seems like everyone in that universe is going out with someone else in that universe and they're always having relationship drama.
Absolutely.
Because of Barry Allen.
It's always Barry's fault.
Yeah, well, because either one of the people in the relationship is helping Barry.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's caused something.
Why do you have to lie to me all the time?
Yeah. Why did you not tell me that you were going to stop a nuclear bomb going off?
How dare you?
That's it. We're done.
Our relationship is more important than nuclear warfare. Don't you know it?
And this is what we're dealing with the CW, Troy.
And then again in Legends of Tomorrow, which is, you know, has, apart from maybe season 1, has been consistently good for a while now. They were pushing that whole, like, it was, it was Hawkman and it was Hawkgirl.
Yes.
And it was Adam, Brandon Ruth, whose name is completely friggin' escaped me right now, like his actual character's name.
I just call him the Atom.
But the Atom, Superman.
Yeah, Superman.
Yeah, it's like a sexy Superman from Superman Returns. Like they were pushing that triangle, and then when Hawkman left, they pushed those two together, and then other people came in, and it's like, oh my god, stop it.
But I felt like they learned really, really quickly not to make relationships a huge goal of Legends of Tomorrow.
In Legends of Tomorrow, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, there's still relationships in there, but they're not forced.
Yeah.
It's not like everyone who comes on the ship is trying to fall in love with someone on there.
Anymore.
Definitely. Because everyone's already in love with everyone.
That's right.
ELE.
Absolutely. So I did appreciate all that for Legends of Tomorrow, but the other ones pushed it way too much.
Yeah.
All right. Had a rant?
Had a rant.
You done?
We're done.
You ready to crown a winner? Because what I want you to do is I want you to tell me who and just a very brief reason why.
Okay. The winner, in my opinion,
it's just your opinion.
It's just my opinion.
Yep.
Is Smallville.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember, and this could just be rose-colored glasses, like I said earlier.
Yep.
I remember having more fun with Smallville, and if I had the choice today, if I could put on any of the TV shows, I'll choose Smallville.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I also think that's a lot to do with the fact that you haven't seen Smallville for a long time.
Could be.
So it might be a little bit
and
fresh.
And it could be that the CW is just worn on me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I have all the seasons, all this new season of every TV show ready to go, ready to watch. And I'm just like, you know what?
It could also be that your nostalgia boner
exactly
it's so erect.
It's like just throbbing.
It's blocking your view of anything else.
It could be. Because, I mean, Smallville gave us everything. Smallville gave us everything that came after it.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't have the Arrowverse if it wasn't for Smallville.
I think it would have a version of it.
I don't think it would be as good, though.
I don't know if it would be as similar.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Smallville gave me a lot of stuff that doesn't seem like it was roadblocked by filler episodes and love triangles and just boring shit. And that's because I had Freak of the Weeks.
Okay.
What about you?
My answer might surprise you.
Oh, I don't think it will.
I am going to go with the Arrowverse as the winner.
Yep.
Okay. And the reason I say that is because it's modern, for starters, and I prefer that.
The man who watches nothing but like old school Game of Thrones TV shows.
Oh, look.
Prefers the modern edge.
I'm talking modern technology-wise.
Okay.
I'm talking about the fact that it gives us these characters and it gives us the character. They get a name. They get a costume. They've given us a lot of really, really, really interesting characters. Yeah, there's some shit. I will not doubt, I will not say at any point that there isn't some shit within these seasons. But I think there are some really, really, really good quality stories in there at times.
Yep.
I think the fact that they managed to take a whole bunch of shitty offshoot characters and create Legends of Tomorrow.
Effectively the best show out of them all.
Pretty much. Like it is, for me, in my personal opinion, it's close between Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow, but it is Legends of Tomorrow because Arrow just has had some terrible seasons.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds like, then why are you voting for it? But this has given us a look at what TV shows can do.
Yeah.
In like comic book TV shows in this day and age. And because of the success of these shows...
We get shows like Titan and Daredevil
and
exactly, stuff like that. Yeah,
exactly. So they know that these shows can work and they can be profitable and they can get viewers. So because of this, not because of Smallville, but because of the Arrowverse, we're getting a lot of really cool shit coming from that as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I agree with that 100%. I mean... The one thing that all these other TV shows know and recognize is shorter seasons.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, I think the Arrowverse would be immensely better and would easily, I'll choose it time and time again, if it got rid of the filler.
Look,
just left me thriller.
Imagine a show like Arrow set within a similar like Netflix universe as the Marvel Netflix.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like 13 episodes and it's just dark and it's violent as shit.
Yes.
And it's just, like imagine that level
that would be
for
perfect.
An Arrow.
I wish they would just do one season like that.
They are restricted by like the CW wanting so much.
Definitely. And the time slots when they can put it in.
Exactly. And the fact that, they have a bunch of writers who sit around and sometimes write themselves into a corner. But it's got nothing to do with a lot of the absolutely fantastic actors and some of the characters that they've managed to portray on screen. I will vote for the Arrowverse every day, even though I like to talk shit about it sometimes. But that's completely fine.
Absolutely. Now, we also did a little poll on our listener community to see who our listeners thought would be the better universe.
Yeah.
And Troy, do you have that?
I do have it. So effectively what we asked is just a very simple question. Which DC TV universe is better? Smallville or the Arrowverse? And I can't see the results. Oh, what a shame. I don't know who won. Oh, yeah, it was Smallville. Fine. It was more than double the votes for Smallville than it was for the Arrowverse. And all I want to say to you guys is that you're wrong.
Wow, I don't think they're wrong. I think they're right because they were obviously choosing the better universe. And maybe you're the one who's wrong, Troy.
Maybe. Look, I'm just going to read
Maybe you're stuck in a little love triangle of your own.
Maybe I am. I just want to read a couple of comments before we wrap it up, just so we can kind of get an idea from some people.
Okay.
And I feel like I've got to read Charlie Keenan's comment because this is his episode.
That's fair.
So Charlie Keenan does say it's Smallville all day. We got some woeful costumes, but at least we got a half-decent Doomsday. And we saw Darkseid. Notice he didn't say we got a half-decent Darkseid.
Yeah.
But we saw him. You know?
Yeah, we got him, all right.
And I am going to read, I know we're running out of time, but I am going to read one positive for the Arrowverse as well, just so we can get a, So this is from Rob Coffey, who says, Arrowverse all the way. So many heroes and villains come alive from the comics. Think about the sheer number of them that appear over 5 different shows with another show coming, Batwoman. There's no comparison. While I liked Smallville, the heroes they brought to life were cheap imitations of what you get in the comics, except for Green Arrow and Hawkman. And he's got a point.
He does have a point. Actually, I had to point out to you how good Hawkman was before we started recording.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. And you're like, okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, he's great.
Fine,
he's amazing. He's the best I've seen.
Absolutely. But that is it. What do you guys think? Let us know. I mean, some of you have already, but if you haven't, let us know who is better for you. Is it Smallville or is it the Arrowverse? Come back next week. We'll be doing some more stuff.
Indeed.
I should know what that is, but I don't have my thing open and I can't remember.
Who cares?
But we'll be back next week
back
with another topic of something.
In the meantime, if you want to access previous episodes and all the other fantastic shows on our network, head to our brand new spanking website. That's ccradio.com.au.
The 4th website we've had in 3 years or something. I don't know what it is, but it looks special. I checked it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
It is pretty good. But you guys, that's it. Thanks for listening. As always, I'm Troy.
I'm Cade.
And this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.